views expressed on this program are those of the hosts, guests, and callers, and are not necessarily those of this station, its management, or other advertisers. You're listening to Transformation Talk Radio.
Hi, welcome. This is Dr. John DeMartini. This is one of the most amazing and inspiring shows that you can listen into. If you want to be on the edge of your seats, if you want to open up your heart, if you want to expand your mind, and you want to meet incredible people, stay tuned because you're just about to experience a transformative radio show that will change your life. And you're listening to the Dr. Pat Show that's coming up right next.
The following audio is via a Skype call.
Welcome to the Dr. Pat Show. Talk radio to thrive by. Powerful, inspiring, and coming to you live, bringing you stories of people like you and me busting through and living life full out. Get ready to dare to wonder what your life would be like if you knew you could not fail. Hey, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the Dr. Pat Show, Talk Radio to Thrive By. And I want to welcome all of you to a very special featured show with my friend Chip Justice. This is your introduction to the Chip Justice Show, Positive Changes for a Life You Will Love. Each month, he and I kick it up together as we take a look at the world of positive changes and what does that mean in creating a life we will love. And so how do we go about it? What do we need to know? And beyond all of that, when we look at our lives, when we look at the world we're in, how do we cultivate the motivation, right? How do we do all of that to create the love that, the life that we love? Well, today, thanks to my friend, my colleague, joining me here today, we're going to take a look at one aspect of what this means. We're going to take a look and step into the world of faith as an inside job. And why is it that if this is our go-to place, so to speak, why is this so difficult for us to do? For those of you out there, I just am so thrilled that I get to chat with Chip. I get to look at, and be part of what he is creating for people all over the world. And why has this been such an enormous journey for him in a way that now calls him to say, wait a minute, I've learned some things along the way. I've learned some things not to do, and I know how to work with people to help them really go from A to B in the shortest amount of time and doing it in a way that absolutely will get them fired up about their lives. So for many of you, fasten your seatbelt for today's show as I get to chat with Chip Justice. Chip, it's great to have you here. Thank you for joining me today. I want to kick this off before we jump into the conversation. I want to kick this off with having you talk a little bit about your own journey, about what it is that has brought you to this place to share your training, your education, fabulous coaching platform with people around the world. Because this idea of faith as an inside job is, I believe, one of the most important concepts for us to get. How about you? How did you learn this lesson?
Great. Well, hey, Pat, first of all, let me start by saying thanks so much for the introduction. It was very, very nice, very, very humbling. So thank you very much. I definitely appreciate that. So cultivating your life, cultivating your faith in you, it's something that really it can only come from within you. And I've been all over the world, and it seems to be the one of the biggest challenges that people in every language, every nationality, all across the world, they have a problem or a challenge with believing in themselves. And I think a lot of it has to do with not just the way that they grew up in their home, but also in their schools and in the work environment, because people are constantly told, no, you can't do this. No, you can't get a job in this economy. No, you'll never be a success. So why would you ever want to leave this job? And it's things like that that has taught me that people just don't believe in themselves and they don't hear it enough, which is exactly why I developed these 4 keys, because the keys that I've developed for success to cultivate what's in you really come from a collection across the world, to where everybody in the world's kind of helped put these keys together. They're actually just been laying around. I just had to grab them along the way and understand what they mean. And we look at people today, they're just so not happy. And if you ask them why is it they're not happy, most of the time they will not talk about money. They will be talking about, I want to do this, I'd like to go do that. But really, money is not all of what happiness is. It's definitely a part, but it's only a small part. And a perfect example, let's look at Elon Musk. Elon Musk, he has more money than anybody can even really imagine, except for Bill Gates probably imagines more. But Elon Musk, he's very, very intelligent, very smart man, and he knows what it means to have to participate in life and to repeat and do it again and again and again, because he has often been told, no, you can't do this, or that thing that you're doing with that electric car, oh no, that'll never get off the ground.
Right.
And he didn't necessarily listen to all of those naysayers. He was able to learn that he really was the power to make it all happen. Mm-hmm. And he was able to get up every day, look at himself in the mirror and say, I'm going to make this happen. And he would have to do that day in, day out. Even whenever he was going through his 3 divorces, he still had to tell himself that. Now that kind of goes to also part of why I bring up Elon Musk. Elon he is very wealthy, very successful, but he's not necessarily the happiest man.
Ready to take a short break, everyone. We'll be right back. Chip Justice joining me here today. And again, we're going to give you lots of information on how you can connect and how you can get some, not just help for yourself, but how you too can learn to help others. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Tune in to The Truth is Funny with Colette Steffen each Wednesday at 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern on TransformationTalkRadio.com. This hit show will have you thinking outside the box and riding the wave of infinite potential. Join Colette on the Higher Self Network, inspiring listeners to shine their brilliance and ensure success while roaring with laughter as they recognize the humor of the giant cosmic joke. Visit thetruthисfunny.com.
Called the Oprah of radio by her listeners, award-winning host Dr. Pat Baccili is blowing the doors off of traditional talk radio. Get ready for an energizing delivery and powerful interviews with leaders in the field of human potential. Dr. Pat's fresh, new perspective on living life full out has catapulted her show to the top of talk radio. Tune in and Dr. Pat will help you thrive instead of merely survive. Visit thedrpatshow.com. That's THEDRPatshow.com for listening times in your area.
Tune in each Wednesday at 1 p.m. Pacific Time, 4 Eastern Time on Transformation Talk Radio to Limelight Radio with Katina Makris. This is an inspirational, cutting-edge radio show educating worldwide listeners on a diversity of Lyme disease-related topics. Each week, Katina will interview some of the world's leaders in health, wellness, spirituality, and human potential. For more information, visit limelightradio.com.
The doctor is in. Tune in to the hit show, The Psychic Love Doctor, with host Deborah Lee. Deborah's life-affirming, highly perceptive reading method has taught Deborah how to zero in on specific problems with relationships, career pursuits, and current roadblocks to success and happiness. This inspiring show will help you never feel helpless in life or love ever again. Join Deborah Fridays at 2 p.m. Pacific Time right here on TransformationTalkRadio.com.
Tired of traditional talk? People pontificating about this or that, the left or the right. Sometimes the truth is just all lost in the noise. Tune in each week to Straight Talk with Chuck Gallagher on TransformationTalkRadio.com, Mondays at 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern, as nationally known guests talk about what's important to you, your life, your concerns, and your success. Tune in and turn on to Straight Talk with Chuck Gallagher. Visit ChuckGallagher.com for more information.
Naturopathic doctor, founder of the Martha's Vineyard Holistic Retreat, and author of the New York Times bestseller 21 Pounds in 21 Days, Dr. Ronnie DeLuce has helped tens of thousands of people, including celebrities and athletes, with her message of lifestyle change. Now Dr. Ronnie DeLuce wants to help you. You too can be saved. Email Dr. Ronnie DeLuce at info@ronniedeluceonradio.com and visit mvholisticretreat.com. Dr. Ronnie DeLuce, your partner in wellness.
Hey, everybody, I love this. I love when stuff happens. And of course it's going to happen. And I'm going to tell everybody why. You know, Chip and I, Chip Justice is joining me here today. And, you know, like I said, he is the founder, creator of Positive Change Institute. We're going to let you know more about this. But the world we live in right now, I don't know about you guys listening to this show, but here's what I've come to learn about this. And Chip was just talking about it. When we take a look at this topic, and Chip could have picked any topic for us to talk about because we've got an entire series we're doing together. I love his work. I love his coaching platform. And I'm telling you, we coach each other because in the world we're living in today, if you think you're going to go it alone, if you think you don't need any help, if you think you can do it and overcome negativity without positive changes for a life you'll love, boy, I'll tell you, think again. And, you know, what happens when we do a show like this, Chip, is that we build this energy, this vibration, because what you're talking about, what you shared was so heartfelt that I do believe that we create an energy and a force field, the same force field that crashed Transformation Radio for the first 2 weeks of April. It is a force field because we are all called to be in service of each other. And I can't thank you enough for doing this. And so, you know, we were talking about faith as an inside job, and you were sharing your own story about this. You know, I want to get to a question that I was asked not too long ago. And
Sure.
Here's the question. Now, faith as an inside job. This is the comment that was made to me about a week ago. I had never heard this before, but boy, it stuck to me like, I have to tell you, it stuck to me like overcooked spaghetti sticks to the lining of your stomach. Okay? Anybody
Right.
that's ever overcooked pasta, once you put that thing in your stomach, you're good. Here's what they said. They said, you know, they said, Pat, it's interesting. We hear you talk about faith all the time. And the guy said to me, he said, look, you know what my definition of faith is? Believing in an outcome that you can't see without crossing your fingers. Oh. Now, he's talking metaphorically because I know this guy. He does not walk around with his fingers crossed. But you know what he's saying, right? And what I equate that to, and I'd love for you to talk about it here, is when we put faith in the outside, right, we have this sense we're not in control of it. And so crossing our fingers metaphorically, invisibly, or otherwise means we are just not steadfast in our conviction. And so I would love for you to talk to that.
being steadfast in your conviction, having the willpower to make it happen and to make it a reality. It's a difficult challenge for everybody, and you talked about it earlier. Success doesn't come alone. It's impossible to really achieve victory, to win, to get to the top, whatever that goal, whatever that plateau is that you're trying to reach. Think about the last time you did it alone. I'm guessing there probably hasn't been one of those times in a long, long time. Sometimes we go a little bit over the deep end and we get groupthink and we try to do all this teamwork. And there are times when people have to go and work on their own. But it's really this balance and bringing it all together, having both a little bit of an introvert and a little bit of an extrovert in you, finding that balance, and that's what actually creates this success. And using that to strengthen your willpower to let you know that you can, in fact, do it.
You have come up with, and I know that you do this and you work with people all over the world. And I know what you've done is you've created a framework for people about faith. You have these 4 keys, right, for cultivating faith in yourself. And I love that because, when we're looking on the outside, we really look on the outside and open ourselves up for disappointment. But you have created a way to work with people around this one issue. I mean, there are many things you work with people on, but this one issue, I'd love for you to share a little bit of that.
Sure. Well, so earlier we were talking about, before we had the little internet hookup, we talked a little bit about participating and then repeating in life. And that's the first key. You have to get up every morning, make your bed, participate, go to work, kiss your loved one, show somebody a little smile that you cared about them. Pet your dog, exercise, eat right. All of those things you have to do day in, day out, and you have to repeat them every single day. Working towards that is what creates your choice. That's the first key. Now, the second key is minimizing your choices, which strengthens your willpower. So people might wonder what that is about. And so I'd like to give you a couple examples.
Yeah, please do.
So when you go to the grocery store, and if you think about what it is that you're snacking on at 11 o'clock at night, chances are it's probably something that's not really good for you. And you know that already. So I would ask, why did you buy it? Those are the types of choices in your life that you can reduce by taking those small choices out, or those small decisions, small issues out of the mix. So that way it's becoming natural that you are choosing peanuts, unsalted peanuts, over, say, potato chips. That's just one example. I'd like to take it up a level and give you an example from a person who, I'm not sure if you know the young lady's name. Her name is Shauna Peebles. Have you heard of her name, Pat?
No, I haven't, but that's good news. So now you can tell me all about it. Tell me all about it.
Yeah, I'd love to, because there's a reason for this. Shauna Peebles is... Now, she is a coach, and she is somebody who takes care of herself, and she understands a little bit about life. Well, more than a little bit. She understands how to help people, and she understands how to take care of herself and participate every single day, or at least 5 days a week, in her job, and taking care of herself, and then passing that information on to others. And in this particular case, Shauna Sims is the 2015 Teacher of the Year. And the reason why I bring her up is because she really embodies my keys. We don't even have to have a conversation, and these keys are really pretty easy to understand. It's about making you stronger at what you know you're already good at. And it's also about eliminating or bringing people in and bringing the right people in to help you have that successful moment, reaching that successful goal. It's not like we're having to go and give you an MBA. Yeah. The power's already inside of you. Yeah. It's just a matter of working through it one step at a time and start at the foundation and build you up through till you get to your sense of security. So those are my first two keys. So there's a third key that I have: prioritize without compromise. Another way to look at this is really finding the win-win. Right. When you're going up to your boss, do you think that somebody is going to go up to their boss and say, "Hey, I'm ready for a pay raise. I'm thinking $10,000." Does that sound about right to you? Yeah. That's not necessarily the best way to prioritize and go get what you want. And there's definitely there was no compromise there by saying, "Hey, I want $10,000," but there's no win-win there. You weren't going to the boss and saying, "Hey, I have an idea where I could save you $100,000." Right. Show them that the value you've added first, and then ask for what it is that you need. It's kind of like giving out a little bit of honey. You get a lot more flies with a little bit of honey, a little bit of sweetness, than you do with a grumpy attitude or just running up to somebody and saying, "Go do this." There's something to be said about engaging people, bringing them in so they can learn, so they understand what it is that you're trying to prioritize. What goals are you trying to reach in life? And that's what I'm talking about by bringing other people in to prioritize without compromising.
Yeah, I love this because this really talks to, boy, I don't even know where I want to go with this, but let's just talk about this for a second. I absolutely love the idea of knowing that here I am in the world. I know that there are things, Chip, that I am called to do. I know there are things you are called to do. And I can't tell you how many times, how many hours, how many minutes, how many days, how many years I've spent trying to figure out that next step by myself. And this is really part of what we're talking about today. Trying to losing complete insight into something greater than me, an invisible sense that's going to give me the guidance, combined with other people in the world that might be able to help. Now, you're right. You said something so important. It does not matter how many years you go to school. I am a perfect example of that. When all is said and done, I am Patty from the Bronx. That's me. Right. And I love, that the listeners started to call me Dr. Pat. Benny started to call me. And by the way, we changed the show name. But that title was really hard for me to embrace for a lot of reasons, a lot of guilt and a lot of shame. But what you're talking about is so significant. This idea of looking at faith and how to have it, let me just call it, how to have it despite our circumstances. You know what I'm saying? Despite what's in my checkbook, despite what, other people may say. I mean, isn't this the work that you do?
Oh, absolutely. Part of being a coach, a philosopher, a thinker, it's also about being a motivational expert and helping people understand how they can get ahead and how they can succeed. It's really all about people and understanding what motivates people, how they relate, how to talk to somebody to most effectively. You were talking earlier with Connie about everybody walking around with their heads down and on their cell phones and not talking face to face and not picking up that phone call. Part of what we do is help you understand that personal interaction. I mean, technology is a wonderful thing. In fact, I'm really reminded about a quote from Albert Einstein. And he said one time that there's been a quantum leap in technology in our age. But unless there's been another quantum leap in human relations, unless we learn to live in a new way towards one another, there will be a catastrophe. And that's what I want to try to help people. People, I don't think, realize that we are on the cusp of a big medical breakthrough. And people are going to start living a lot longer than 100 years old. We have 3D printers, and we have stuff that nanobots that go out and clean your blood. And there is a lot of proof and documentation that shows that we could quite potentially live to 300 and 400 years old.
Of course we can. I mean, we have we have evidence of this, dare I say, in what book that's out there in the world, that actually did happen. And yet at the same time, we take steps every day, Chip. I love this show. This is so good. For those of you out there, you want to chime in, give us a call, 1-800-930-2819. How's your faith working? How is that working for you? Do you need some help, some guidance from the show today to give yourself a faith surge on the inside? You know, this is really one of the coolest things that I think we could talk about right now, because so much of our lives right now is in the human doing. And thank you for reminding me of what I just talked about with Connie right there. But for the most part, we also talked about what you're talking about here today, and that is exquisite service. You know, when the world doesn't exactly look like we thought it was going to look, and I have to tell you, you and I doing this show today, neither one of us thought in a million years, if we look back a little bit in our lives, that you and I would be sitting here having a radio show that's reaching over 130 countries all around the world. And our friend from Australia may actually send us an email tomorrow. But yet at the same time, we had something calling us forth. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, Chip is going to walk us through why are these keys so important, and what is it about the walk that we take, the faith walk? What do they do? How can we continue to open up these opportunities? And then what I love about Chip, this is, I meet a lot of people, and the folks I get to work with, folks like Chip, I have seen what he has done in the short month or 6 weeks since I met him. I am so loving the message he's bringing out. 6 weeks ago, he didn't have a book in the works, and he has just schooled me personally on how to get a book written in no time when you do it from passion, purpose, and truth. When we come back, get ready to unlock the mysteries, unlock the opportunities that are right in front of us. Fun. You don't have to skydive, but if you want to, I'm all in. We'll be right back.
Tune in to Prescience Life Radio with host Mia Simone. Mia is devoted to sharing her extensive knowledge on the invisible worlds of energy. Join Mia and discover the science of intuition and connect with your greatest gift. Start living in your potential today and every day by opening up to the power of inner knowledge. To learn more about Mia, visit presciencelife.com.
Do you want the freedom to spend more time with your loved ones? Travel the world? Live spontaneously? Get ready, because the Chip Justice Show is here. Hosts Dr. Pat Baccili and Chip Justice can help you build meaningful success while embracing life. Living a life you love is the end game in this new, inspirational, and empowering show. Positive changes for a life you'll love. Tune in every month on TransformationTalkRadio.com and visit PositiveChangeInstitute.co for more information.
Artie Hoffman is the hottest psychic with the warmest heart and the host of the hit show Angels and Answers. A renowned psychic, medium, spiritual life coach, and an entertaining motivational speaker, Artie has helped over 15,000 people with his amazing intuitive gifts, his passion, and his humor. Call 877-ANGEL-02 to schedule a personal reading or to have your own psychic Artie party. That's 877-ANGEL-02. And visit ArtieHoffman.com and Angels and Answers on Facebook.
My dream is to end homelessness.
My passion is living a green life.
My dream is to end poverty.
My passion is volunteering.
My passion is making a difference.
My dream is to cure Lyme disease.
My passion is rebuilding communities.
My passion is helping those in need.
My passion is caring for the elderly.
My dream is to find a cure for cancer.
My dream is to leave a better world for my children.
We all have that special passion, that lifelong dream that drives us to live our lives with meaning and to create a better world. No matter what drives you, we can all make an impact. Dr. Pat Baccili is helping others make their dreams come true, so we can all help make our world a better world.
To learn more about how Dr. Pat is building a community of sharing hope, strength, funds, knowledge, and information, visit abetterworldcrowdfunding.com today. That's abetterworldcrowdfunding.com.
Scripts to all the six to J-Lo to this headline clips. I stay grounded as the amounts roll in. I'm real, I thought I told ya. I'm real even on no bruh. That's just me.
Hey, I'm Patty from the block, and I'm here with my buddy Chip. Chip Justice, the Chip Justice Show. We're having a blast, but this is some powerful stuff, folks. This is really powerful. You know, opportunity knocks, and yet we cannot hear the opportunity pounding on the door. Why? Because our heads, our hearts, our faith is somewhere not to be found. Chip, before we start talking about unlocking the mysteries and all the things you've done and, you know, faith in your action, what is action? Sure. Faith in you action, what is that about? Because we're going to talk about it here. Please let us know the best way for people to chat with you, the best way for folks to track you down and find out more about you. And then later on in the show, we have a special segment which you're going to be introducing. But right now, let's give it your website and let folks know all the cool things that you're going to be changing and doing to it. Go ahead.
Great. Well, thanks, Pat. So I do have a website, www.positivechangeinstitute.co. And Positive Change Institute is a place where you can go to find out everything you want to find out about positive change and how you can go about creating your positive change. My contact information, my phone number, email chipjustice@positivechangeinstitute.co. And I'm almost on, technology. You know, we talked earlier about cell phones like everybody else, although I do keep it at a distance. There's several things about that cell phone that's really, really bad for you that a lot of people just don't really realize yet. And we have been talking about the mind. You know that the doctors, or not doctors, you're in that profession, Pat. I've heard that scientists only know about 10% of the brain, correct?
Yeah.
So we have 90% of the brain that we don't know about. We have all of these signals crossing over in the air from cell phone towers and wireless routers and everything else that's wireless. And not one single study was done to check the impacts of those wireless signals onto the body. And so
you have just said a mouthful right there. I'm telling you. I mean, that is absolutely correct.
Yes. And so it's kind of a long way around to talk about the Positive Change Institute and what we're all about. But that really is it. It's about education. It's about bringing forward ideas for you to where you will perform critical thinking, to where you will have curiosity about what's out there in life and what's out there for you. where you'll have imagination to create that life, anything that you want to create. When we're children, we have this imagination in us that's very, very powerful. And as we get older, it's somewhat stifled. And I talked earlier about these wireless signals. A lot of it has to do with the microwaves and the magnetic force of the earth. And when those are getting cross signals, then that crosses your thoughts, your ideas. You're not as creative as you were when you were younger because those signals interrupt your creativity. At PCI, we help you learn how to bring that back. And from there, we take that curiosity, we take that imagination, we take that critical thinking of what it is that you've created, and then we help you build on your passion to go put it out there, to make it happen, to go reach your goal. And if you don't have the passion to get there, it makes it 10 times harder to get the job done.
Yeah.
And the last part that we teach you about grit. We teach you about getting up day after day, participating and repeating in life, minimizing your choices and strengthening your willpower. Prioritize those choices without compromise, and then bring it all together in balance and harmony, which in turn creates success in your life. That's really what PCI is all about.
Wow. I want to just talk about a couple of other things around this. And I really am really drawn to get back to it. I thought back as I prepared for this show today, and I have found many, many ways to experience faith in the outside world, which would enable me to really take a look at where faith really resides. And some of those things, Chip, you and I have done these things. Some of them have been going to spiritual places, like I did a 10-day vision quest, which changed my life. As a result of that vision quest, there was no way I was going to go back and, to corporate America, but I didn't know where I was going to go. So I want to ask you about this. Sometimes we have this urge, this need to know the next step. And, I want to ask you, what can you share with us, at least in this short period of time, on how you work with people to be comfortable in the unknown, but yet stay aware enough to see, hear, and feel the opportunity?
Those are great questions, Pat. First, let's start off by, what does PCI provide you, or how do we help you? We provide you with, I'm calling it a zone of stimulation, a place where you can come think outside the box without judgment, in a safe environment where definitely people aren't going to yell or say, no, you're wrong. We're going to explore what is right, what is in your mind, and where you want to go. And we'll explore and see if that makes sense for you, if that is, in fact, a goal that you want to attain. Because quite often people actually make goals that, believe it or not, they don't want to obtain. And I'll give you a perfect example. Let's look at the university system. Mm-hmm. How many people have said, I'm going to go get my bachelor's, or I'm going to go get my master's, or whatever? But that's really not a goal they want to obtain. It's a goal that maybe somebody else wants them to obtain. And that's just one example. Following your passion, having faith in you that you can make those right decisions. Have faith in your decisions that you're going to put the right people around you, and then have faith that those people are going to help you accomplish your goal, your mission, or your desire, whatever it is that you want to go get. That's what we do at PCI.
You know, I'm just really, looking at a number of different places where we can call upon that faith within for each of us in our lives, to just call upon that faith within, to have us demonstrate to us that there is magic, there is mystery that can come alive through our intention and through the actions that we take. And so, part of this is getting to the place where, we recognize, and I don't know about you, but I absolutely had to recognize that I could not take this journey alone. And yet I come from a place in life where I've had to really survive by myself in so many ways. I wanted you to talk a little bit about what it means for you to work with a mentor, to you to work with a coach, because you've done that. And, what brought you to that place where you said, okay, I'm going to get a little help here because I want to create something different in my life?
So, this actually ties really in with my keys. Here is a perfect example of how I'm trying to prioritize without compromising. Mm-hmm. I'm prioritizing my life to help what I'm calling the new billionaire. My goal with PCI is so we can go help 1 billion people. It has nothing to do with money. It's helping 1 billion people. And the reason why I bring this up is because people are the key to success. I don't succeed alone. It's impossible. I learn by participating with mentors, coaches, customers, friends, family. It's humans. I learn by integrating and interacting with humans. Well, I would also add animals to that as well, because animals, believe it or not, are part of this earth, and they have feelings, and it's all part of the harmony of the earth that I believe in. But it's really the heart of it, the root of it is people. And it's impossible for me to be successful alone. And that's why I would use a coach. That's why I would recommend going and talking to your mentor. A coach is someone that brings out the best in you. A mentor is a person that you bring out the best in them. Meaning that you're going to the mentor and you're asking them for advice. You're asking them for direct comment, direct interjection into your life. A coach is a person who's going to more sit back on the sidelines and make sure that you've got the right game plan together, the right strategy to go win on the playground for life.
One of the things that I know you do, you're in service to so many. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, we're going to talk with Chip about, what is it that he is in service and is called to share? How are the many ways that his faith becomes renewed and he creates resilience in his world? We're going to take a short break, everyone. We'll be right back. Chip Justice joining me here today. And again, we're going to give you lots of information on how you can connect and how you can get some, not just help for yourself, but how you too can learn to help others. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
You got attitude? Keys to the rescue. Adjust your attitude with Keys Clear Protein Waters. So refreshing. Just a few sips of Keys will give you a whole new outlook, thanks to 22 grams of the happiest protein on earth. Tongue-tingling tasty without the guilt of naughty or nasty ingredients. If that doesn't put a smile on your face, maybe you need to drink too. Put a little woohoo in your attitude with Keys Protein Water. On Amazon or at Keys, Kees, please.com.
Each month, listen to Live More Radio with co-host Allie Katz. Join Allie and Dr. Pat as Allie introduces new ways to bring balance back to your life through meditation, sleep, and exercise techniques so you can live your truly authentic life. Stress less, live more. To learn more about Allie, visit livemoreradio.com.
Clairvoyance, a gift few have, and even fewer match the powers of one of America's best. Dr. Linda Salvin. Dr. Linda's uncanny ability drills to the core of your issues to bring you quick and accurate answers and predictions. In more than 2 decades, Dr. Linda has helped over 75,000 people. On national radio, by phone, in person. When you need answers, Dr. Linda makes it clear. Book your time with this legendary seer now. Click on lindasalvin.com or call 888-509-1077.
Are you ready to tap into the healer within? Hi, I'm Mary Jane Mack. Did you know the real doctor is the source that lives within you, that heals within you minute by minute every day? The healer within is the innate intelligence of the human body. When we cut our hand with a piece of glass, we don't have to command the body to close the wound and grow new skin. It knows how to heal itself. We do have to nourish the skin by disinfecting it and remove the glass, or it cannot heal. The innate healer relies upon us to assist in this healing process. Our role is to identify its needs, provide the substances required for the healing, and remove the obstacle. Contact us to achieve optimal health at 888-777-4232. That's 888-777-4232. And visit us at maryjanemack.com.
Wow. Hey, everybody. Welcome. It is so great to be chatting with all of you. Thank you for tuning us in and turning us on. And I'm so thrilled to introduce you to Chip Justice, and you're going to hear a lot from him. The world we live in is so eager for us to all plug in to positive change. And the question really then becomes, how do we go about that? What do we need to know? And as I said before, you know, he is the founder of the Positive Change Institute, and he's been referring to it as PCI throughout the show. Just wanted to tell you in case you didn't know what that was. We're going to give you some information about how you can find out more about Chip, but also, you know, for those of you that are out there that want to get some help, that literally want to create, you know, this life that you will love. You know, Chip has been sitting down and putting things together, especially for all of you. So why don't we let folks know, you know, the best way to get a hold of you, Chip. And then this upcoming segment is very, very special. But first, let's give out some information if we could.
Sure. So thanks, Pat. The first thing is my website, www.positivechangeinstitute.co. And the second would be my phone number. You can reach me directly at 703-309-4976. Again, that's positivechangeinstitute.co, 703-309-4976. And please leave a message. I often, if I'm in with a client or in a session, I'm definitely not picking up. So I will call back. Please leave a message.
Okay, perfect. Okay. Tell us about this segment.
So this segment is more of a salute to honor my sisters and brothers from the military. You know, and when I talk about the sisters and brothers from the military, I'm talking about the sisters and brothers around the world. I'm not just limiting it to the United States military, although they are a pretty darn good military force. Really, the people I've met from all over the world, we have the same struggles, same challenges, same fears, and the same applies to our veterans. Now, first, before I go down that road about our veterans, just want to take a minute to talk about some folks that are on active duty, or at least we're on active duty. A recent tragedy in Chattanooga, Tennessee. We lost some very good people that were supporting this country. And I, for one, salute them and salute those that remain. Some of those brothers are back to work, which we're very happy about. But this shooting incident, this is not the first time. Today, we talked about cell phone and technology. The word gets spread like wildfire today when there's hot things or things that happen. People have been taking pot shots, and they've been shooting at our recruiters for some time now, for decades. I was a recruiter myself a long time ago. This is not something new. Thankfully, for the internet, the word gets out. And the last thing that we need, and I'm going to agree with the Commandant of the Marine Corps, is that we don't necessarily need armed citizens at our recruiting station. So I beg you, please don't feel the need to take up arms and go stand at our recruiting station. We have some very capable folks in the U.S. military, and I'd ask that you let them do their job. That being said, going back to our veterans, I have a group that I support. There's several groups that I've been supporting over the years and working with. One of them, the Marine Executive Association. We help people transition from the military to the civilian world, and that work is free. If you are getting out of the military and you need help writing a resume, if you need help in figuring out what those what those various languages that we learned in the military, those acronyms, which is one reason why I say call it PCI instead of just Positive Change Institute. The government and the military loves acronyms, and people seem to remember it. So, Pat, thanks for pointing that out earlier. I definitely appreciate it.
Oh, yeah.
But getting back to our veterans, so the Marine Executive Association, marineea.org is a place that you can go to get free help. If you are an active duty military, please go there. If you're a veteran, please go there. That group is worldwide, and their job is about networking. All they do is they network, and they help you find other opportunities. That's one group. There's another group out there called standbesidethem.org. Standbesidethem.org is a place that you can go. If you are a post 9/11 vet, you can go for free and get some great life and career coaching and any type of coaching advice, whether you're trying to deal with your ADD or your PTSD and a whole bunch of other acronyms that we could throw out there. If you are having a problem dealing with anything related to your life in the military and you're struggling, and don't be afraid to reach out. Asking for help is not a bad thing. We've been talking throughout the show. Success does not come alone. And for you military folks, remember, when you get out of the military, you are not alone. We're still here to help. So the Marine Executive Association.org and standbesidethem.org, two great organizations that I encourage you, each and every one of you, if you're a veteran or if you know someone who is a veteran, please go. Those are two great sites to give you all of the help that you can possibly get.
Wow. Chip, thank you for a great show. I wanted to, again, let folks know the best way to find out more about you. And then I would love for you to share your personal message. And thank you for an inspiring conversation and for sharing some of the tools that you've learned along the way.
Well, great. Thanks, Pat. I really do appreciate it. The time, the opportunity to speak with the audience, because I know that success doesn't come alone, and you have been here helping me through it, and I definitely appreciate it. And the listeners, they've been fabulous in providing some feedback, and I constantly welcome their feedback from all of your listeners. You can go to www.positivechangeinstitute.co. And you can also reach me directly at 703-309-4976. And please leave a message.
Thank you. A personal message, Chip?
The personal message, I wish each and every one of you a bright, a healthy, and a happy day. Understand that you woke up this morning. The odds of you waking up were 1 in over 400 million. The odds of you waking up with all of your fingers and toes and with a smile on your face is even higher. So next time that you think that you're having a bad Tuesday, when you wake up, remember that today you hit the lottery, the odds were 1 in 400 million that you were going to wake up, and it's even higher that you're going to wake up alive and happy.
Wow. I love it. Chip Justice, everybody. Chip Justice Show. Benny, thank you for popping all the buttons, everybody.
Thanks so much, Benny.
We'll see you next time on the show.
Please